Oh, okay. I think maybe we can turn it down a little bit. Be the same.
Do not disturb. Sleep, work. I'm on work.
All right. Let me pull up my notes.
Did you have an agenda for this, or did you just have your okay? Because I can definitely just.
Did you look at the outline, or had you looked at it previously?
Was it the original one? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Welcome to this episode of the Sesh podcast. I'm Eddie. The Cambridge Dictionary defines sesh as a period of time spent doing a lot of an enjoyable activity. For example, spending time with friends, watching television, drinking alcohol, or smoking weed. I added that last one. Sometimes we'll have guests on like friends or family. We'll get to know my guests and discuss current events, pop culture, music we can't stop listening to, TV shows and movies. It's a bit of everything, so let's sesh. Today I have Erica.
Hello.
Some other names you go by are Ebony, Ebbs, Erica America, the June Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me, sister.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. It's actually been a really, really busy time for me. So yeah, you're catching me like amongst the things. And I feel like Plankton when he's in that little like wormhole thing, and then he like takes a sip of his drink and then goes back. So this is how I feel taking a little break. So yeah, I feel really, really good though. How are you?
I'm getting by.
Getting by.
The beginning of 2024 was something, but
the first half.
It's turning around. It's turning around for me.
Okay, good.
The first half was not good.
Quite honestly, yep. It definitely had a lot of ups and downs already for me.
Lots of downs. Yeah.
We're gonna push for good things through the rest of the year.
Yeah. No, it's turning around for sure. Okay, so each episode of the podcast so far has been recorded in a different space. The first one with Miranda was in my car at the marina.
Nice.
And then the second one was in my room by myself. So this one today, we're in Erica's beautiful luxury apartment.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for...
High ride.
Yeah, it's in the middle of Berkeley. We're in the
outside
tallest building in Berkeley.
It is. That's true.
Okay, so first, how did we first meet? Was it leadership camp?
Just thinking about that. Oh my God, that actually might be.
Because I don't remember.
We definitely have that collective Catholic experience through middle school where we maybe like saw each other at a festival, something.
Or the school dance.
But I think that was probably where we like made our first friendship. Yeah, leadership camp, and like interacted the most, and then just kept on being friends. So I definitely knew your vibe, and then we connected more through being counselors there and everything.
Yes, that's right. Do you remember your first thoughts on me, or what you thought of me when you first met me?
No, not really. Probably just like, like really funny. And I was like, oh my God, a guy. Like, I like never feel like I had hella guy friends, but I was like, I hope we can just stay friends. And I knew you were kind of like nearby or like local.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's good, because you weren't like one of the people that lived far away in the camp.
True,
and I would be like, okay, cool, we can hang out. But definitely funny, definitely matched my energy. And yeah.
I was thinking about leadership camp and how like I think that was kind of my first introduction to seeing how like real rich people are.
That's true. Very true. Yeah. The other half.
Like seeing how those kids from like Concord and like those other areas.
Walnut Creek.
Wow, that's real money.
Yeah, I was like, that's different from me, but this is a little staycation, seeing how they live.
But yeah, it was fun. Those were fun camps.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was you're an only child. And I think within our friend group, you're the only one that is an only child.
I think so too. Yeah. As a biological only child, yes, I have 2 stepsisters.
Okay.
And that's the only sibling dynamic I've ever had in my life. And that came into my life when I was like 16. So it's definitely not been a sibling upbringing. Yeah, definitely only child. Some stereotypes are definitely there.
Like what?
Others, I would say, like, oh, that's interesting. Well, people probably already think that, but like if it's like by yourself, you get all of the attention and like all the spoiling. So that's everybody's first assumption, I guess. But as like living in like a single parent household, it was not really that experience. So it was not too like much of a spoil, besides like I was the only one to pay attention to. So if you were gonna be owning in on somebody's growth, it was gonna be mine. And so yeah, sometimes I've probably had more pressure on me for stuff, but it was also like that's the only environment I knew.
Yeah. There's this article I found from Psychology Today I wanted to go through. It lists 6 positives and 6 negatives about being an only child, and I want to see if you resonate with any of them.
Okay.
So it says advantages. With more time left alone to entertain yourself, you can become self-connected. A quote it says is, "I've learned a lot of ways to enjoy being by myself." Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's my nature more to do that and figure out what I can do to entertain myself. So I'm not, expecting who's going to entertain me.
Yeah. You can do it on your own.
Yeah.
Number 2 is unrivaled focus on one's self-interest often seems to create some immunity to peer pressure in adolescence.
You might have to run that back. That was a lot of
It's the quote is, "I'm not willing to go along with others when it's not what I want for myself." Do you think that's true for you, or
I would say
would
that
you give into peer pressure?
Yeah. I'm not for sure. No, like feel like as an only child, I did look more to my friends probably for like what was going on, like what's the best thing to do, what's the like hot new thing, or I would look around me more and then probably like take that information back home. Be like, hey, this is the cool new stuff. So I probably looked at people more or like observed a lot and like had a lot of friends. That's just because I wanted that type of
connection,
same age connection all the time.
Okay.
But I didn't try to let people influence me. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Number 3 is peering and identifying with parents. An only child often becomes verbally and socially precocious. The quote is, "I quickly learned to speak and act older to be like my parents." Did you?
Well,
or was it like a whole lot of other things?
Be like my parents. It's like a different type of thing.
Yeah.
But if I was speaking older, it would be because I was around a lot of older people, so
you weren't with other kids.
Articulation, just came out first, but it also led to me going against the adults more because I was still a kid, so I would still have my own opinion, but was probably just outnumbered. So I did probably see ways I could think more logically, I guess, early, or like think more rationally, because I would just have a lot of like cut and dry, like this is the way it's going to be, or these are the reasons. And like, I kind of just had to see it more from that objective perspective more.
Okay. That makes sense.
Or adult perspective. But they was like, nah, kids should be seen and not heard. They still felt that way. We weren't some intellectual kids. We were like, still very
I think
talk back because why not? And see where
you can ask questions.
Yeah, that was not really a thing. Nope.
Yeah, same.
Just kind of have to do what it is and believe it's the right thing to do.
Pretty much same. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 is from becoming practiced in adult-like skills. An only child can feel comfortable interacting with adults in general. The quote is, "Speaking up to grown-ups is no big deal. It feels natural to do."
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I was about to say, that kind of goes back to what you were saying, how like we couldn't question or like question the adult. So I feel like that still carries into today. Like, I can't speak up for myself in certain situations, like
Yeah, no,
like at work.
if
Like,
anything, I get put back in that mode, and I'm like, wait, hold on, let me reassess what I'm doing or my behavior or something.
Like, am I doing something wrong for speaking up when we should be speaking up?
Right. And I think when you're encouraged to do that, that's a really good thing, or like ask questions or be curious. So I think I was encouraged to do that, but like also to a degree, and then just be like, you need to listen to what we're doing.
To a point.
What we need. So I would say, yeah, speaking in general, I'm not like, I don't love just like confronting anything about like people or adults around me. So I'll do it if I have to. But yeah, I'm not like better with speaking to any adult just because they were the main people I talked to.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I want to be more confrontational, but I realize I'm better at just distancing myself. Like, I'll just shut it down and not.
Right. And that could be another trait because it was like a learn from your own mistakes household too. So if I'm like, listen, I could tell you how to do something or what I really think could be nice, but I'll let you learn it your own way. And if you make a mistake, then that's fine. We can grow through that. But I think I was allowed to be myself and have a lot of freedom. So speaking to other people doesn't have too much pressure on me. Okay. It's just not my favorite thing.
Same. 5 is often the only child's dedication to self-interest can result in strong self-esteem and high achievement motivation. Quote is, I think well of myself and want to do well for myself.
Okay. I guess say that's pretty accurate, that you are like self-interest driven. But it was probably more through the lens of like achievement in my household, or like just doing like the best or excelling and stuff. So I think I do well, but like confidence, it was like blended with like responsibility. And so you had to be more confident that you were like doing it for a good reason.
I feel that. Yeah, same for sure. Okay, and then number 6, the last positive, the undivided emotional and material resources that parents provide can cause the only child to feel extremely well attended to. The quote is, all the care that my parents have to offer is given to me.
Where are these people coming from with these utopian experiences? Wow. I definitely was, whatever undivided is, I guess care and resources, those can be different, you know, the ways you provide. So material providing, you can have all different levels of that. And I think I was definitely blessed with support in all ways, but it's not going to equate to an endless amount of resources. So yeah, definitely was raised to be like very responsible for what I have and not materialistic. So earning stuff was the actual dynamic rather than just getting anything handed to you. So lots of good resources. I say tangible, intangible resources are both good. Had really great minds around me and good people around me. Not all the time making best decisions, but nobody's perfect. So I also learned that very early. Adults aren't perfect.
Adults are still learning. People are people. Okay, and then the disadvantages of being an only child might be, number 1, without siblings, developing the daily skills for cooperating over the use of common resources can be lacking. The quote is, I never learned from siblings how to share and take turns at home.
It's my turn. I kind of would say like I just had enough for myself. So I never was like scared about it being like scarce for myself. But I wasn't like worried anybody's going to take something. So I don't think it affected my sharing abilities.
And you learn how to share at school.
Yeah. Like your parents, if anything, they should just teach you like not everything's yours, or just don't touch stuff or whatever. But if it's your toys or your like things you get to use, I wouldn't be like, it has to be with me and that's it. I could say there's a little bit laying into like possessiveness or like stuff I might not be aware of when it comes to like my space. or like how it's kept. But I don't know if that's coming up in a quote, but it would probably be more about that, like my space and things like that, rather than objects.
Okay. Number 2 is because there is no sibling rivalry or contest, there can be discomfort with disagreement. Quote is, I don't do well with conflict with my peers. No, that goes back to...
Don't do it.
I think we covered that one already.
The conflicts, they come.
Yeah.
So I'll deal with them however I deal with them.
Yeah.
And
we cross that bridge when we get there.
Yep.
Okay, number 3 is without having to take into account the need of siblings, it can be easy to carry that sense of entitlement into peer relationships. Quote is, I'm used to putting my wants first and expecting others to agree.
You got me there. Because somebody kind of just told me that recently, or like thought that like I was just like I was like, isn't that the best idea? Like, wouldn't everybody agree?
Shouldn't you do that?
Yeah, and it was just more from that like
I'd agree,
honest, genuine question, and they were like, no, that seems more controlling, kind of, if you like think that everybody should agree with you. And I was like, oh, let me like look at myself and
let me digest that and marinate.
I had to really regroup after that. But no, I wouldn't say it makes me think I'm entitled. It just probably helps. I have more independence naturally, so it could be about that, where it's like,
you just know what you want.
If I feel fine, like whatever, but you can just do what you want to do too.
You know what you want and what you can tolerate and what you want to have around you.
Yeah, and what I endure is very well managed.
Yeah, and that's healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. Number 4 is because of the extremely close attachment to parents, the separation of adolescence can be delayed. The quote is, to push against and pull away from my parents for some independence feels scary to do.
I disagree. I
feel like that more than...
I feel like I was like, I have to be ready for whatever, because these people are a little unpredictable sometimes. So it probably put me in the opposite space, where attachment styles, which I was just looking up recently, but attachment, I was able to grow up more, but probably also not by a choice too much on my part.
Force yourself to grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what your attachment style is, or what?
I think most recently it was categorized more like secure, anxious attachment. So I think that's the 2 that I've mostly resonated with.
Okay.
So I think that's okay. I've had a secure upbringing, but then sometimes I definitely had an anxious upbringing. So it's a little bit of the 2. And yeah, I think attachments happen in any household, but yeah, I was definitely able to like separate myself, I think, from the ways I needed to grow versus the way others were
being
growing.
your own person.
Yeah.
Number 5 is the only child family is usually a high pressure system where parent and child strive to do well by and please each other. The quote is, I don't want to disappoint my parents and they feel the same with me.
I feel like that's really hitting the nail on the head. Yeah. I've gone through different scenarios or feelings like that, where if you're the only person, you're like the only one who can be the pride of the family, but then the disappointment can also fall on you too. So there's nothing to compare. There's nothing. So that's good and bad. But like, yeah, if you set the standard, you kind of only can base it on my parents or my elders rather than like a sibling or how they are compared to me. So yeah, peers and parents, that was pretty much who I had conducting all of the things around me. I
feel that because as the oldest, I'm like the example for my brothers.
Yeah.
So there's
you feel that. And I'm like eldest daughter, which is still in that big scope that happens to every first daughter.
Yeah.
So.
The 6th negative, because parents invest so much of themselves in their only child, there can be a very high expectation of positive return. The quote is, my parents want to do a lot for me, but they also want me to do well for them.
Yeah, I think even if that's not been explicitly said, that's definitely the theme. Because I don't want to disappoint anyone. That's probably like my baseline of life. So that could be my own issues too, because you will disappoint people and let some, people down sometimes when you need to focus on yourself. So
can't please everybody.
Amen. But I wouldn't want to make them feel like extra worried about me. And I think that's based on their treatment and how they raised me up, so we can like trust each other. We're very like trusting. They've always like let me have my own space and freedom, which I really like. So it was never like I need my parents unless I'm like in an emergency. Their care was always available, and I knew that.
That's good. Okay, so those are the 6 positives and negatives. As the only child, did you always feel like all eyes were always on you?
Oh, yeah. All eyes on me. Because as a child, I just was really interested in doing different things. So I was encouraged to try a lot, and that's a good thing. But it also made me think it was like a motivation just to get that reaction sometimes from people, or like that feeling that I did really well. And success and all of that was a big part of my school environment too.
How well you were doing at school?
Yeah. I don't know if a lot of parents or children went through this, but some things were kind of transactional, and like like if I were getting good grades or got like a progress report, and this could just tell you more about my family dynamic, but I would get like $5 for like a B, or like $10 for an A, and like that would be sort of allowance for me.
Okay.
But
did you get like weekly allowance? And
no, not really, because I lived with my grandparents, and that is like a very specific kind of nuclear household upbringing. So I wasn't always trusted to do every single household chore. Once again, if you live with like a bunch of adults, mostly something's probably taken care of, or you're just expected to do your part as the child. So, honestly, no, it wasn't like a garbage every like chore. I know what I need to do, but I think it was more through education. So, which was cool. I think that to them, they were like keeping me very invested in that, which is good.
What was like punishment if you got like a bad grade, or like
well, the loss of the dignity already really just takes a toll. But it would be honestly just kind of those feelings of like disappointing people, or feeling like you didn't do exactly the best or your best. Not that you have to be like number one, but if I was the only one, it was sort of my natural disposition to think like I had to do that. And punishments weren't really too much on like that, but it would be more like, what do I need to do better? And that's really it. But
would they take shit away?
You could take like little treats away, or not going places. I kind of sound like I'm like running the household or something, but I just feel like like they were really chill. There wasn't like an extra punishment for like doing something bad.
Well, I guess you weren't doing bad shit all the time.
Too rebellious. Like I would probably give like a sassy tone, and that would be my most like aggressive type of thing, and I didn't, and it would be like a stern look or something. I grew up with like Italian grandparents that were cussing all the time, even when they're in a good mood. So I was able to kind of gauge knowing what could make people upset or make people like disturbed when they're like, that's not okay, don't do that. I didn't really try to push limits too much.
Okay, so when you were bored growing up, like what would you do? Like when we were growing up, like when we were bored, we'd walk up to like our brother and like start hitting them, or like start wrestling with them. Like
a reality that I could never understand, I swear. And when I see or like hear that, or like when people are like, when you just walk past your sibling's room and like open the door and leave it open,
exactly,
keep going,
exactly.
I feel like that's like little moments that you would never get. Like those are irreplaceable. So I just can't relate. But when I'm bored, it wouldn't be like, go bother my mom. It would be like, do something interesting or use your imagination. So that's probably that first quote that's like, you have a lot of self-connection, you know what you really like, you can tap into stuff like that. Like I was always active. I was like always needing to do something to like stimulate my brain, stimulate anything that
you could
like,
always find something to do. And
kind of. I think they did keep that well in my rotation of things. And if I were to ever say that I'm bored, my grandpa would just tell me only boring people get bored. So you better figure something out.
Great.
And it wouldn't take too much longer for me to just know like what I can do to occupy my time. And I think I was honestly just pretty busy as a kid. Like I did a lot of sports. I did student council. I did other like volunteer things and like plays and like things to just keep me well-rounded, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, they really put me on for that, and I love them for that.
Okay. So were you at St. John since kindergarten?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to Lollipop Lane for preschool.
Where's that?
San Lorenzo. It's literally right by the library, the San Lorenzo Library. If you go to down the firehouse, it's a little overpass.
Okay.
It's a little preschool, but it's where I began my educational journey for sure. It's where I learned how to spell.
Wow.
Take naps.
Hell yeah. Okay, and then St. John's, and then Moreau.
Catholic, and then straight into the Catholic.
Yeah. You just stayed in the Catholic. Wow, okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a longer experience than you had in the Catholic school. So
mine was long enough.
I was wearing that plaid since day one.
Oh, yeah, this plaid. Thank God I didn't have to wear plaid. I just had navy blue corduroy.
Navy blue?
Yeah.
Why was yours blue? I thought your school was like red.
Our PE sweats and shirt were red.
Your colors weren't red?
They were. They're like red, white, and black.
Where's the blue?
I don't know. Our pants were navy blue corduroy, and then we wore a white polo that said like St. Bliss Citizen red.
Okay, got you. Ours kind of changed.
Our jackets were red.
Okay, but we were green, and like maybe that's how I learned to just like think I look good in green or something, because it was like
we do look good in green.
A darker green. Thankfully, it wasn't like a color I thought maybe it was bad, but green sweaters, gray sweaters. They had a couple fashion changes throughout my time, and I actually do know that when you wear like your jumper as a little girl, whatever, you have like the full thing where it's like a whole dress.
Oh yeah.
For a skirt. And my parents were very frugal. We would always go to the uniform like fittings every summer. That's how you just got your new outfit ready to go. Heck, I don't know, but I would probably that. But also,
where you would bring like old uniforms and then you could like get like newer sizes.
It was on Bancroft, and it would literally just be where I tried to. If I needed any newer clothes, that's where I'd get it. But
that's where we would buy our stuff too. But at the school, they would do a uniform swap.
Oh, no, they were more frugal than that. They cut my top part, and I wore my same thing as a skirt through the entirety of my time. And then actually, my grandpa just took more fabric and sewed it when I were to ever need another extra little inch. Whatever that waist grew a little. So I think that just is a testament to how they operated, and they were very resourceful people.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And that waist stays skinny, you know.
That waist
from second grade.
Do you think it could still fit here, same?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to put that image out into.
Okay, to wrap up this little child section.
Inner child healing.
Inner child section. Do you want children in the future? Do you? You still question?
Do I want children in the future?
And then, if so, would you only have one or multiple?
Well, I think based on the world, who knows? But also, my first nature was always having more than one child.
Okay.
So no matter what, whenever I feel prepared and ready to do that, I knew I would want to have at least more than one, which doesn't mean 500. It means like if it's two, it's two, because I would want them to have that person that they can at least relate to or come to when it's a family need or a close connection. That's very much a lifelong bond. I'd want to have that. I want to provide that.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you want kids? Are you still on a DINK schedule?
On a what?
Double income, no kids, which means you want to be married, rich and vibing, and not have children.
Correct. DINK all the way. I do want to get married. I just want to be able to travel. Like, I feel like I've been thinking about it. After Cookie dies, I don't know that I want another dog.
Oh, wow.
Or another pet.
Okay.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of responsibility. Like, when I'm going traveling and stuff, like, where is she gonna say? Like, look, luckily she's at home with my parents and stuff, but that's just another thing. And then we've had her for like 15, 16 years. Like, that's so long. It's
really an OG.
Yeah, like,
we're part of the long pet owners club.
Yeah, like, I've had her longer than I've been alive without her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's been in your life longer than you've known her without her. Yeah. So
that's going to be crazy.
That's so... Oh, I don't even want to think about that type of thing like, at all. Because the day I don't have my cat anymore, I will be a new person.
That'll be my psychotic break.
There'll be some origin story. We'll see what it becomes. Could be villain. Could be something else. But it'll be a crazy time whenever that comes together. But... Okay, but probably pet. I'd want a pet first.
Yeah.
Before I do any other ownership or type of like taking on a responsibility that is a child. I would see a pet for myself. Yeah.
I'd like a cat.
Okay.
I feel like they're a little less maintenance than a dog.
They are. I mean, definitely. Depending on what your lifestyle or like, they obviously require not as much of a walk. They don't need all of the exercising. They kind of give only child vibes, look, honestly. Maybe that's why I like having cats, or I've seen those more as what I can get along with. But I do like dogs, and I would be open to having a dog too. But I'm team cat, and I would always recommend getting a cat.
Yeah.
The cat distribution system never stops.
I'd also like to have like one cat, one dog. But
those are good. Those usually can end up being besties, and
that's
I like that.
That'd be the...
It really bridges that.
Vibe.
And we need that. We need this unity. Okay, cats and dogs are both great.
The kind of unity that we need to see. Yeah, but no children. And it's funny because. But no. And it's funny because every time people ask me, and I'm around like my mom, she's like, "No, you'll change your mind. You'll change your mind." And there's something like, it's just something like deep in me that anytime anybody's like, "No, you'll change your mind," it like pushes me further and further towards like, no.
Fine, yep.
Like, it's getting to like, what is like out of spite? Like, I won't have.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna have spiteful. You're trying to put it on me, like, I won't.
No, I won't give you that benefit. Reality. It's what you want. Like, ew. Honestly, though, when I've heard people say that stuff, or like they would want to convince someone, like, "No, you'll want it one day."
Yeah.
I don't know why people would do that. Like, if somebody tells me they don't want a child, I will believe them. Right. Because why would I now trust you to have a child around you? If you tell me you don't want that, and that's not on your plate,
later, like, "Oh, I'm pregnant," like,
I would feel a little more taken aback. Okay, if you were one day like, "Yeah, it all changed overnight."
That's a big fucking decision.
Yeah.
Just switching your head like that.
Yeah,
like,
you're going about it the right way for yourself.
Absolutely.
You need that. Everybody, I feel like, honestly, is the other way, where they're like, might as well. Or like, that's what is expected of life. But
that's crazy.
It's not the only thing you have to do.
Are people not getting the level of responsibility
and that can have, like, it can really shift
like, that's
everything.
Life altering. It does change everything. Like, that child needs to become everything to you, and for people to think that they can continue.
And having more than one, what the hell, bro? Like, I see, like, obviously I'm a lot. One is one, and 2 is 100. That's what they say. But you'd have to be really, really certain with the person, with dynamic with the whole family. I'm a family-oriented person. So
Yeah.
I would really, really need to long-term trust that.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to be married to that person before, you have kids to know that that's like your person. But I think
I'm a love child myself.
Oh,
I'm a bastard.
Okay, and then I wanted to talk to you about P-Valley.
Okay, let's get into it.
What happened last season?
I was just gonna ask you that, and I was like, oh God, okay. So all I know is I'm looking forward to the next one, or when it comes back, because I'm gonna need to retrack and do a little recap on what happened. I know it ended not really tumultuously, but I feel like it was a big change, something that was happening or impending.
Because I restarted it before.
It was the third season, correct?
Yeah. Okay. No, the second season.
Oh.
They're filming the third one.
Oh, okay, good.
According to my new best friend, Dan Johnson.
Yeah.
Known to everybody else as Corbin.
As the white boy.
The bastard.
I definitely, I love that show, so I might just rewatch it, but...
Yeah, I started rewatching it before we went camping, and I got to like the 4th episode of the first season.
Okay.
It's really good.
Long episodes.
But I don't remember season 2 at all. Now that I just remember it was COVID. Okay. They did like COVID at the Pink.
Did they not have to get a different club, or was their club bought?
So the second, was it at the end of the first season that Autumn bought?
Yes, she did.
She saved
everybody hated her.
Auction.
Yeah,
she was hella.
She kind of said, yeah.
Second season, that's when she was like, "I'm the boss."
Yeah, walking around with her little bob. But
fuck ass Bob.
I definitely.
So she left at the end of season 2.
I think so, and I do believe. Oh yeah, because she was like a criminal. She kept like having all her shystiness revealed. I feel like I
go on the run?
Remembered. Yes, I think she took all the money, or she took. What's his name? Clifford.
Okay.
He took something away from the Pink, like either part ownership or fraud.
She saved the Pink, and then her and Clifford were co-owners.
Yes.
And then her baby daddy came back and found her, and then Mercedes shot him.
Oh yeah. They went through that whole chase, and they were fighting.
She went through a whole thing where like she couldn't dance anymore because of like she was holding all of like that stress and shit from killing him in her like body.
She was like traumatized. Yeah. And then that girl in Autumn just like floated on by. She was like, all right. And I think she just like took some money or had a different like embezzlement or something happening.
Yeah.
Because I know the last scene of her, she's like in another country or like walking somewhere, like she started a new life again. And I'm pretty sure that she might not be returning to this season.
I kind of hope not.
I think that was confirmed for her character.
You've seen enough of her.
Nothing you can say actress.
I think her name is Terica, or what?
Erica.
The actress's name?
Hey.
Terica.
Erica Merrick's
not. But yeah.
Excited to see my girl, Shannon, aka M.I.
Cookaletta. I Cookaletta. Humpback. I Mississippi. Yeah, I miss Chuckalisa. I really don't remember what they set up for season 3. It's been so long.
I'm gonna need a big little recap. I wonder if they're gonna have any like celebrity cameos this season.
Oh, Megan was in season 2.
Yeah, and Miss Josephine Hernandez.
She was in it?
She was in it.
In season 2?
She was like some stripper, like guru. You don't remember her?
Really?
Yeah, she came into it. Kind of, but I'm correct. I think I'm correct.
I don't remember at all.
Really?
Well, I don't remember season 2 at all. Like,
never mind. Don't quote me on that. But if I'm right, then do that. I like how they put new artists on, and like how they have their own kind of like their own cinematic universe. Like the soundtracks, their artists. What's his name?
Lil Murda.
Yeah.
His storyline is crazy.
That's
Sam and Clifford, and then
that's a layered development.
My cousin is friends with the guy. You remember the guy that he was like DL with, and he like shot himself?
Yeah. Yes, that light skin.
Yeah.
The one who's tweaking all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we R.I.P.
They know them in real life.
That's
and then
I love that show, and I do love all of the actors.
Yeah.
It's one of the only shows that I kind of have ever binged because I am not a TV person and I'm not a show person at all. You could tell me about the last 5 great shows and I wouldn't know anything about it.
Has to really catch your interest.
You would probably think I'm an alien. Some people, like, they really would be like, what the hell? She doesn't know what's going on.
Have you watched The Bear?
I'm only going to say yes because I have watched, it's been played, but I haven't actually sat down and watched it. Like, I kept it on, but probably, like, didn't pay attention and was doing other things while it was on.
What did you... So you weren't paying attention? I didn't pay attention. Yeah, because I started like the first 3 episodes.
It was just loud and intense.
It's overwhelming.
So I feel like I had to be like, it was like a military drill, like listening. So it probably was just too intense, but I'll get back into it. I was in a comfort show zone, so I was like rewatching New Girl.
Watching what?
New Girl.
Oh, okay.
And just kind of those nice shows that keep me happy.
Like, what else is a comfort show for you?
Sex in the City. That's just an all around go to.
Did you watch that like when it was out before, or like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had a little non-traditional childhood when you those things. I was
you were watching what your mom was watching.
Yeah, like music,
me too.
Adult things. Yeah, like they weren't like, okay, it's Cocomelon for you in the car. No, it's 106. It's we're playing what we want to play.
What was do you remember your first album that you bought?
That I bought, or like
somebody CD that somebody gave
all I know is
that you remember.
I was a Cheetah Girls fanatic.
Oh, okay.
And so it was probably like something like that, like a soundtrack from a movie when I'd have like my CD player. Yeah. Or like definitely like Miley Cyrus, like a really Disney. Like I wasn't able to think about doing that, I guess, till my elementary time, or like music and stuff, and like what I really wanted to hear. So yeah, it was probably like that, very clean. I was honestly, I think I can remember like a Kids Bop being around me. Okay, just because it would be like, here's the new songs, but like you can hear that version. But nope, in the radio, nothing. I mean, it was censored, so yeah, they were just not too protective about that stuff, and like that was good. I mean, like I could see where the harm is in exposing your children to a lot of adult themes, obviously. But I was watching Mean Girls when I was in first grade. Mm-hmm. I watched Little Miss Sunshine at like 5 years old, and that show's literally about the movie's about.
I don't think I've ever seen that, but I've heard of it. Is it about like
Sunshine? It's such a good movie.
Is it about like?
Well, it starts off with ooh, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
And
the little girl's parents or something.
Yeah, or it's her uncle. It's Steve Carell. It's like literally so many good actors and actresses. Abigail Breslin is where she's probably her breakout role for that, but like one of her many good movies. It's about, they take her to a pageant. She's like a pageant girl. Mm-hmm. The dad's just like a crazy business guy, but his businesses are like failing and he never gets his pitches out anywhere. But they're just like a very, very real and authentic family. The son is like a mute, and he is like mute till he goes to flight school. It's like a pact with himself.
Oh, I think that's the guy that was in the Batman. Yeah, he plays the Riddler.
Mm-hmm. It's that guy. I don't remember his name. He's really good. Every single that movie definitely was a part of my childhood. And now looking back, I'm like, that movie was rated R, but it was such a good movie. So
I need to watch.
Don't regret that. But yeah, music. My CDs were definitely still kiddie CDs. Okay. And like things I'd be playing in the living room for everybody to hear, and then tell me to turn it off.
I listened to whatever my mom was listening to. My first CD was Green Day, American Idiot.
Yes. And I was definitely around that type of music, but it wasn't in my world. Like my mom had friends, and she had 2 sons. So I grew up with those. That was like kind of my brothers of my childhood. Yeah. And I remember them playing like on their computer, like that roller coaster video game where you build like a amusement park, and then playing like Green Day. I love that game, yeah. Like Coldplay and like, what is it? 21 Pilots. Yeah, like all of those.
Lenny Kravitz.
Big rock
all that
vibes. And that's also where I learned about Weird Al.
Weird Al, like,
learning through
Yankovic.
Yep. Just based on like it would be like whatever was YouTube at the time, and like that would be the biggest like trendy thing. Like he parodied that like really popular like Green Day song or whatever song he did.
Did he just do like parody songs?
He did, yeah. That was what he was.
I never watched his videos. Like I don't.
Yeah,
I don't hear about it until I was like old.
It because they were Canadian, and he wrote it, and it was called Canadian Idiot instead of American Idiot. So it was just like they were laughing at themselves. But I definitely had a lot of good music, good art in my life. Happy about that. Learned music. My dad is a musician, so I quite literally grew up with music everywhere. That's why I kind of had all these different forms of achievement at my grasp. I could have a lot of access to talented people. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. We were talking about comfort shows. What other?
Sex and the City.
Yeah. Okay, Sex and the City. Okay,
if you ever need to watch a good show that you'll just like keep on just through the day, Sex and the City. Yeah. Men would watch that show. I'm not trying to be
No. I watch anything. Okay. Have you seen True Blood?
No.
Okay, you should watch that. That's also on HBO.
But like vampires and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. It's
like I literally never seen Twilight.
It's better.
That's how out of touch I am.
It's better.
Okay.
It's like, everybody knows about vampires, and this Japanese company creates synthetic blood called True Blood, and so that's how the vampires can come out, and they start drinking that. Like they sell it.
Okay.
And so then it's about this girl in, Louisiana. What's it called? Their town. Terry Jo says she's from it all the time. Bonton, Louisiana. It's like a fake town, but it's from True Blood. And so then this girl Suki, what is her name? Google this. Suki Stackhouse.
Like the name?
Oh, it's based off of a book.
Also, side note, my mom just texted me that she was listening to your other episode, and she said, so fucking good.
I'm gonna have Mo on very soon. I'm gonna schedule that.
I'm gonna ask her all the same questions about my child.
No, we'll compare and contrast. Love. What is she doing today?
Nothing. We're just going to a family party. That's all we have.
Okay, you guys are going together.
It's been so many things, so many family things. I'm going to a wedding next month for my cousin. Bridal showers next week, but it's in Oregon. So
which cousin is that?
It's my cousin named Matt.
Oh, do they live up there?
Yeah, him and his girl, fiance, they live out there, and he went to school out there, like played sports out there. So it's where they're rooting themselves, and I'm really happy for him.
Wow.
And yeah.
Shout out Matt.
There. Shout out Matt. Congrats.
Man Gabby.
It's going to be a Mexican wedding too. First ever in my life.
Wow.
Quite excited.
Okay. That'll be fun. I don't know how they do it in Oregon. I went...
Maybe at the lodge, but...
Okay. I went to a quinceañera when I was in Portland. It was the most disappointing experience.
Where'd you even go? That sounds like two sentences that wouldn't come up.
So through my class, through the freshman class I had to take, I met this Mexican girl, Anayeli, and we became like really close. And so me and my roommate, I don't know, she got invited. I think she was part of like some like Latino group. Okay. She got invited to like somebody's quinceañera, and they're like, yeah, bring whoever. So she brought me and my roommate, and I think it was like an hour outside of like Portland, so we all like drove together. They were serving like chicken breast, pasta, like cold pasta, like it was all white food. I was like, I was expecting, like tacos or like birria or anything when they said Mexican. It was not that. So that was the craziest experience.
That was eye-opening.
That wasn't Mexican, so...
Well, honestly, coming from Bay, it's just really going to be hard to compare.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to put some faith in it. That's what was told to me. Like, it'll be great. The food, like, that's what they led with. So They don't usually
You'll be the
get
judge of that.
They usually do things well, and it's her family paying for it, so it's usually the brat.
Is she from up there?
Family. I don't even know how they met. Probably up there or like somewhere through college.
Okay.
But older. He's like a few years older than me, but it's like interesting seeing everybody just doing those life things, just right on a roll, bang, bam, bam, bam.
Marriage, kids.
That. So, but
I'm here struggling back the month.
I'm trying to keep my plants alive while I'm on vacation. Like,
oh my God, bro. I had like 13 plants during quarantine. R.I.P. to all of them. They're all dead.
God.
They're all dead.
They died of COVID. It's okay. It was hard.
They died of COVID. Absolutely.
How did you kill 13 plants? Why'd you even... Was that like your...
Well, because I was working from home during quarantine.
Okay.
And then that stopped. And then...
and everything else. Do not have kids. Yep.
Thank you. Exactly. When something changes in our life, everything changes. So these kids got to keep up with that.
You can't just stick a little water faucet in your kid.
Can't just leave food out like I do for my dog.
They're on a camera. The kids are home on the camera.
I can see them. They're on the Ring camera.
That's so funny. I mean, plants are hard, but I feel like I have a pretty good green
Your
thumb.
plants are really nice. You got really...
I try to keep them as healthy as I can.
They're thriving.
Thank you.
Very nice.
They do what they can. It's so much light in this space. So I'm happy about that. But I could try to help you. I mean, I could try and teach you. There's very low maintenance ones that are actually called like you can neglect me plants.
Oh.
So you can maybe find those really low maintenance ones.
I think I'm just really starting to realize I have ADHD, and so like things become how they say, like, nose blind. Like if I don't think about something for a long time, it doesn't exist for me until like until something reminds me of it. I think that's why I'm so good at ghosting, because like I just delete the number, block it, and then they don't exist.
Well, that's how you block it. That's how you remove people from your lives. I've like forgotten. I've like wanted to keep a conversation going and like just genuinely like did not remember to respond. So I feel really bad when I do that. But like
I'm going through that right now too, because like lately, like people text me and I read it and then I respond in my head, and then I'm like, oh, I sent the text, and then I just close my phone, and then I'm looking back like, oh shit, 2 days ago I didn't reply to their fucking text.
I'm not usually a slow business day texter.
I was so much better in middle school. Like I could text on my little keypad phone like without looking at my keyboard.
Yeah, I was all day and DMing, IMing,
on everything.
And now
I just don't talk to people now.
Don't even reach it.
Ain't nobody checking on me.
We should go back to the regular days when you just see somebody at the store, or like, oh hey, how are you, like running into people.
No, I hate that. That causes me anxiety.
That's how the real world works, Eddie. That's what's going to happen.
That's why I'm not gonna meet anybody, because I'm so afraid of going out and meeting people.
Me too. That's why you meet people.
I need you guys to force me to go out more. I mean, what's going on?
You always go out, so you just...
When do I go? I only go out. I'll go out.
Go to dinner, if we go to like out.
That's the only time.
And then also you just have
This is a cry for help.
This is an intervention.
I need help.
Just social. You're asking the wrong person, buddy. Because
we're the most introverted group of friends.
Yeah, I could spend a decade in my room if I felt compelled, and if I
love rotting in
because
bed.
It's like, how am I disturbing anybody by being here? Nobody.
You're
nothing. I am not even leaving a carbon footprint.
Exactly.
I am just existing in a little cube.
Well, I think because anytime you step out of the house, it costs like $100.
I actually got anxiety from stepping out of the house, like out of the car, just to go to the store the other day, because I was like, it's just people.
Well, you live in the perfect area because you're not going to see anybody that you know.
Yeah. Well, moving a little bit out of your where you
usual areas,
where you grow up, like this is a little bit out, so I won't expect to see people I won't be fond of, I guess. Or just feel like that's a person of a past.
We see who we want to see. We shape our own reality.
You don't even know me. And if you see me, you don't even know me. Like, that's not me. You think you know me? No, you don't.
Plus years, you don't know me.
Yeah, you can't even check. You don't even know through my stories who I am. You just don't know.
I've been going through and unfollowing so many people from high school. You all just observe and don't
I feel like I might be wanting to
or interact, and they don't even realize. Like, I've unfollowed so many people, and they still don't know that
but they follow you.
They still follow me.
Yeah, but that's also because maybe you're cool and they just want to see your content.
But they're not liking my shit. They're just viewing it. That's hater shit.
Eyes. Yeah, I don't like that.
Like, just
I don't like
follow me, please.
Like, what are you doing? Like, you're either taking some intel on how to be, or you're hating and now empowering my aura even more. So, it's gonna benefit me either way.
Negativity charge.
Use it to actually elevate more. So thank you so much.
So thank you. All eyes on me.
Only child. I'm used to that. It's just more eyes. Maybe that's why I don't like anything or like eyes or perception, because it was such a like magnifying glass as a kid.
Okay.
Because I couldn't be, well, if I made a mistake, I fucking better cover that shit up. Or I better get my lines together, or because I didn't have like that sibling, like, okay, what are we gonna do? Can you help me? But then I also didn't have that sibling that was like gonna rat me out or blame me. So I was really controlling that narrative,
Yeah.
So that's probably also why I think sibling conflict, I'm like so taken aback when people are like, I'm not talking to my brother, like, at all.
I agree. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
The person you were given to have as like your side person for life.
But I think that comes down to people's parents.
Yeah, I've learned that too. Yeah. It comes down to that whole like dynamic and
just how you were raised,
connected, and can really be caused by the parents. So yeah, so that I wouldn't ever want to create that strife, but I kind of don't have the experience. So let's hope that someone else has that sibling lifestyle down, and they'll always know how to handle like a sibling fight, sibling disagreements.
Yeah.
And I think I can still, see it for what it is, because I've worked with kids and I've worked with a lot of sets of siblings and sets of twins, actually. But
okay.
So no, I definitely know how to be with kids and like a lot of different kids around my age, even though I didn't have that like all day, everyday experience with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm good with kids
too. I know you'll be a great uncle.
Thank you so much.
Ready to go.
Yeah. I'm really good with kids. I just want to give them back.
That's how I am good with kids, because I know I can give them back and get my own space back. So
I like the idea of being like the uncle that they can like come to me and like talk to me and stuff that they don't necessarily want to talk to their parents about.
And I'd want that. Sadly, I'm not gonna, like, I need that because I don't got like the siblings. So my friends, my cousins, they will be those sources for children in my life, because I'm gonna be like, go ask somebody else. Like, that's probably gonna have a better answer or advice from a different mind. So I'll probably encourage my kids, if anything, to have a lot of people in their life and not just be like, it's about what we want, or parents, or how we parent.
Yeah, I think if you surround yourself with good friends, that can take the place of siblings and a big family.
And I am an aunt right now, technically. My stepsister has a son, so I do have a nephew.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to test out my fun auntie
skills,
because I am that girl, and he loves me, and I'm gonna be teaching him how to swim soon.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I love getting the chance to like teach people, because I was never like had a little sibling to do that with.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm a good teacher. That's all I would hope. That I can help kids swim.
That's cool. Oh, did you watch the new P-Valley show on Stars? It's called Down in the Valley.
No, because I need your login again.
Okay, I'll send it to you. It's really good. It's a documentary.
Okay.
So it's Nico Anand. He plays Uncle Clifford.
Yes.
He follows like real strippers in Southern clubs.
Ooh.
And like I think there's like 3 episodes out so far.
Okay.
But it just follows like the real strippers and like how like they live and how they
Is it in that same area where it's filmed?
No, I think some of it's in Atlanta, some of it's in like Alabama. I think it goes to different spots.
Ooh.
But it's really good so far. And like P Valley, they do a really good job of like
they do.
It's like really realistic and like how they depict them
about it. Because like I feel like all I had to compare. Well, I'm not like a strip club frequenter.
Have you been to a strip club?
No.
Oh, really?
You want to go to a strip club though?
I'm down to go with you. I've only been to like 2.
I mean, I want to go to a good one though, so that's why probably
one was in Portland.
There was one in Portland?
Yeah, I went to one in Portland.
Oh, no.
It was the vegan one.
Huh?
It's a vegan strip club.
Like, just cauliflower, not chicken wings.
That's what the girls look like.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
No, thick women.
I wouldn't try to go to any, honestly, on the whole West Coast. Just doesn't ever scream good strip club for me.
Yeah.
And even like in like Vegas, no. I would want to go to like somewhere maybe like Miami, Atlanta.
Miami,
that's sure definitely the side I'd want to experience that.
That's the good scene.
And then, yeah, other than that, no, I'm not a strip club person. But the only like thing I could compare it to was like that movie Hustlers. And that was like, not the best. I don't know. Like, I think it was a very like
the one with J-Lo.
Yeah, like dramatized version. But this show really depicts the realities of strippers and what they do be going through.
Yeah,
could never be me. And respect to every stripper in this world, for real, y'all doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, I agree. It's intense. When did you first join the internet?
I guess my first email doesn't count. Does email count?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember your first email address?
Yeah, because it's the same one I have.
Really?
Yeah.
How old were you when you created that?
Never gonna change. It was like fourth. I mean, like obviously I've had different ones since then, but like it has been my main account, and I made it in 5th grade, I believe.
Okay.
And we don't have to discuss what the domain. We don't need to say that, but it is all very sentimental, which is fine. It's good. It aged honestly pretty well. Like if you know when people like create their first little like tags somewhere and then they can't change it. Mm-hmm. I know people went through that for some reason on like Snapchat. But then, I don't know. I was just like, my name isn't even a cooler name to like create stuff. So it was always a basic thing for me. Okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, my email was when I joined the interwebs. Okay. And then I had a Facebook because I wasn't allowed to have a MySpace. And I didn't have a way to have like a MySpace access.
Did you guys have like
we had a computer in the house, but it was like my grandpa's computer, like the desktop, the home computer. Everything was very, that time for me. I had like a rotary phone in the kitchen. We had that. We had print out
the dial
MapQuest. Yes, the dial. Yeah, that's what I mean.
We used to love MapQuest.
And that was so fun to play with. Obviously, it wasn't a toy.
Yeah.
But I played with it, and yeah, the computer was like the whole family computer. So it was mostly used on like for work, or like sending things.
So they monitored what you did on it.
Pretty much. I actually feel like I remember sneakily going on Twitter on that computer way like later, like probably like right before I was going to graduate from 8th grade or something. But that I made a Facebook before graduating 8th grade because that's when everybody was like, you have to like stay in touch. Right. Just that. So that's like the only reason that I made a Facebook, and my family got like
late.
Was beside themselves that I made a Facebook. Okay. Like they thought I was just becoming a big streetwalker. Like, what am I about to do right now? You think I have like all these skills and like ways of accenting, but I know they were.
Isn't that so funny?
Always projected.
Everybody just
the way it changed was crazy. Yeah.
How they're on Facebook the most,
right? And now I'm like, you look sad and pathetic, but okay. The turntables.
My first email address, I don't remember the full thing, but I think I was like in 2nd or 3rd grade. My mom made it for me. It was like Eddie Pikachu something at like yahoo.com.
That's cute. Okay, well, if your mom made it, you don't have to claim like it's good. Like that.
Well, I told her to make it. That's what I told her. I just said it.
Approved. Yes.
That's what I told her what I wanted it to be. But I don't remember when I changed it. But that hasn't been my email for quite some time. But yeah, and then she would let me get on Facebook, and then I was like playing like Farmville and all that. But then I got onto like MySpace and Twitter.
Yeah, that's where I really engaged.
Tumblr.
Figured it out for myself, and went along with the world. And then we got laptops for high school.
Yeah.
And I do also think I did have a laptop. I had my own laptop. What's wrong? What am I doing?
At St. John's, did you?
No. It was like a Mac, but Dad got it for me. Maybe it was a graduation.
You guys didn't have the laptop cards that would come in?
Oh no, we did not have laptops at St. John's.
Oh, we had MacBooks at St.
We had to really get by. What? No. We had a computer room.
Big ass computer carts that it was somebody's job to go to the staff room, wheel in like these. So then you open it, and then all like the MacBooks were like lined in there.
Oh no!
Pull it out.
Was it like for every class though? Would you guys share them with the class others?
You would share them within like middle school, like 6th, 7th, and 8th all had them. So then,
but you had your own like login.
Yeah.
Nope. We were on the computers in the computer room. Like you can see what I'm doing.
That was for the middle school. That was
Well, yeah, it was for everybody. For us. What? No. Like, no. We were walking down the halls. You had to go to where the electronics were.
Okay.
And, I mean, it kind of kept, I guess, grounded now that I think about it, because I wasn't like a heavy technology user until it was in my own way.
Okay.
Like school, like it was just educational stuff. So yeah, it would have always had boundaries. But nope, because we had to turn our phones in every day. I'm sure you guys did.
Yeah, we did
that.
Too. We had a plastic bin.
I didn't have I think I had like
when did you get your first phone?
True PCS phone, but people were like dropping their iPhones. So I was like, I don't have that, but I'm just gonna put my phone away too, guys.
When did you get your first phone?
If you mean like first phone, like my own phone, it was my iPhone when I was a freshman. But like I had phones before that. I had like a flip phone in like 3rd grade.
Okay,
too. That my mom probably had and like gave down to me or something, and then got a new one. So it was like LG for sure. Little antenna.
Period. Hell yeah.
Hell yes. Dropped it in the toilet multiple times, along with many other phones.
Still survived, right?
Yeah, I think it did. I do. Yeah. It was like send in the toilet. I've had like literally all of the like random ass like cheap phones you can have, like that's to me emulated whatever the bigger, like if it was BlackBerry that was big, I had like a pink Metro PCS phone that
kind of looked like
just so I could feel like it's somewhat there.
Yeah.
Now I think sidekicks are where I couldn't really match up, but I
always wanted a sidekick.
I think I had like a flip phone, like the keyboard, like you flip it up. That was kind of the shit. I actually kind of miss that vibe. And then you flip it and that's the full screen. Yeah, I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
And then a digital camera, obviously, because what were we gonna do with our phones with a camera?
Right.
But then I evolved finally, and I honestly don't think I was like naggy about it. So good for me, because I just got an iPhone when I was in high school.
I was the most annoying child. I wanted the new phone. I
wasn't even concerned with it, honestly. So, like, that's cool.
It'd be a random Wednesday. It'd be like, I want a phone. Like, can I get a phone, please?
That's good. Like, you're an Aquarius, always, for sure. I was like, I mean, like, I want to know what my friends are doing. Like, I would do that. And then it just kind of went up from there. And contacts, everybody. And I wanted everything. I think I kind of maybe had an addictive person after that, where I was like, I want to be on like every little app or like platform where you could socialize. But yeah, I hope it didn't really run my world, and I'm thankful for that. We are like in that bridge where we got to live authentically
before social media.
We were not the AI.
That's so true.
I had my Leapfrog learner.
Yeah.
And I had like my Globe that spoke to me. Like, we had our robots. We just didn't have like the same ones as our parents. So.
And now these kids, it's all tablet.
It's just so much. It's just like too much. Like, even when it's like their own like cribs. It's like my crib has like heating seats in it. It's like, what? Why? How is technology just
It's all connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And now like the kid knows how to use Alexa to order.
They come out of the
breakfast.
womb like knowing how to use tablets. And
I would want my child to honestly be as much refrained from that world.
I think you're gonna hold off
no matter
technology
what.
as much as possible.
And I can do it. And you can watch me and I'll do it, because
as you should.
These people are just so conforming, and it does seem very promising, a lot of these like devices and things that can help you as like your whole home or you're a unit.
Yeah.
But like I've literally never had that experience. So
I think a lot of it is lazy parenting. People think, oh, it's an educational program or it's an educational game, but it's like not, you know.
But I trust us. And honestly, I trust our newer generation to at least see the flaws in it. Huh? You don't?
I don't.
Okay, well, it's okay.
I have no faith.
You gotta have some differences out there, because you can't be naive, and it's okay. But I think there's obviously a lot of damage done. So the damage is some ways not
irreversible.
Yeah, can't really be amended to that same degree where you can hope a lot, but
we see too much too quickly. Like, we weren't supposed to, like, you wake up first thing morning, open Twitter, and you're seeing somebody getting like beheaded. Like, you weren't supposed to see
even actually already decapitated, things of that nature. And it's not okay. The things that we are exposed to already give us mental illness. So why would I be surprised that people don't trust the citizens in ways we can?
We're a deeply mentally ill society. I'm sick. I'm crazy.
You gotta stay right in this world. That's all I'm learning as an adult. And it feels like I have not been an adult long, but I'm like really establishing the type of adult I want to be. So like that's a good thing. Like I don't feel like I've ever been too like irresponsible with myself or my life. It's probably another only child thing. Like I was never like, let's just live it up. I was like, the earth is heating up and
let's get serious.
The ice caps are melting, so we actually do need to come together. And I was just like always in that mode. But then I'm like, well, I'm not gonna let people stop me from like enjoying myself and all of the fear mongering that does exist, even in my own family. I'm like, you can turn off the news sometimes. You can.
Right, and there's only so much
you're not a bad
person. So like, why are you gonna worry about what you can't control? Or
you're just gonna
don't think about
stress yourself into the ground, buddy. But
undue stress, unnecessary stress. Yeah, I agree. Do you have like a Twitter meme or like a person of the week or something that like your favorite tweet or meme? Or just meme in general?
I mean, lately it's been all about Brat. And it's a Brat summer, baby.
Sure is.
And it's definitely could be a Brat girl fall. Who knows?
Brat summer, Brat fall. I feel like she's going to drop something else.
Anything but a lifestyle at this point. I hope there's a little bit more that can come out. But
it's a great album.
Yeah, I think Chronically Online feels more regular nowadays. So you just have to see like, hopefully it's not bad news coming out today, or like hopefully the Twitter sphere is just keeping it nice and friendly. But nothing really. It's been busy, and that's also a good thing for me, I guess, if I'm not too up to date. I have been traveling lately, so love that my screen time thing went down by like 5%.
That's real good.
What about you?
Twitter meme. I'm trying to.
I feel like I should have a album specifically.
I always bookmark like a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, like I need to be.
Brad is good. Anytime I see a car that's that color, it just.
I saved this picture recently of this dog like piercing its like lips together, because that's just how I felt in a lot of ways.
That's how white people
I just
smile.
Knew it was
when you're walking down the sidewalk.
Can't move, but like I just feel a little stuck.
Yeah, I don't know, just people
quiet, so it's kind of good, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the biggest. Oh no, Richard Simmons. He was like that fitness guy.
Yeah,
he died.
Oh, Oh.
76.
Oh, no.
Oh, R.I.P. The fitness guru. Let me tell my mama.
Okay, sorry. I clicked on rest in peace and it was like somebody else. So, of course, it's multiple people that die, but.
Crazy. Okay, let's see. What was the last dream that you had? Do you remember?
I feel like, yeah, it was kind of recently, but now it's not like coming, like the plot is very fuzzy, but I feel like I was like with my family in Hawaii again, or I was like
back in Maui,
somehow on a plane or like pointing to something. It looked like we were like traveling.
Okay.
But I was probably just like reminiscing and somehow they popped up. But that was probably it. I haven't had a too thorough dream in a minute, but I do want to go back to Hawaii, so I hope I can soon.
Me too. That's nice. I can't remember the last dream I've had. Okay, and then
I'm a dreamer.
What are the last you can't stop listening to this week?
Okay. 3 songs. Definitely gonna go off one off of Brat, and it's 365.
Mm-hmm.
That song really just puts me in the zone. Whatever zone I'm needing to be in.
It helps you lock in.
It does. Yeah, it really does. And another song I recently really loved is by one of my favorite artists, Adana Duru. And she just dropped a song called Elevator.
Okay.
It is so good. And she was I discovered her because she was on The Voice.
Oh, okay.
And she just started putting out her own music. And I love it. And I love her. And lastly, Not Like Us. Just because it's been a great boost, a great mood booster, life booster, song of the summer to me.
Agreed. Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta pop out and shine it. So, what about you?
My 3 are Mamushi off of Megan's new album with Yuki Chiba. And then there's this band called Royal Otis. They did a cover of Linger by the Cranberries. And that one song, Murder on the Dance Floor.
Fire. Tsunami.
Murder on the Dance Floor. So their covers of that are good. Okay. And then Kei Tsunada's whole album.
Oh yeah, that whole album has
just been listening to that on repeat.
Really essential.
Yeah.
I want to see him live. I think I'm going to see him live at Outside Lands this year. So really, that. Hopefully he's on the main stage, but maybe he won't be.
Yeah, that'll be basically it.
Wow.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much again for inviting me. It was an honor.
Yeah, we'll have you back soon.
Yes, please.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Show me to read, Rachel.
Please. Just closing it.
Just closing it out. All right, that's it.